Today, I would like to present to you all my favorite form of pedagogy or digital interaction teaching, and that would be the Kahoot website. Now, I'm sure all of us are somewhat familiar with what Kahoot is and what it brings to the table, but I'd like to delve further into that and explain why it's such a good digital learning tool for students of all ages, regardless of background, access to technology, and all of that. So let's continue. Here's a short little introduction. Kahoot is a game-based learning platform that enables educators to create interactive quizzes, surveys, and discussions to engage students in real time. Since its inception in 2013, Kahoot has become a widely adopted tool in classrooms worldwide. Now, I've been using Kahoot since I was in seventh grade, and since then, it sort of takes its place as a Jeopardy style game that allows students to review their knowledge in a competitive manner that engages the whole class, creates a fun activity, a game that these students will remember and they'll enjoy. It leaves a lot of room to incorporate prizes, rewards, maybe extra credit, something like that. And I'm sure that students are excited when they walk into a classroom and they see Kahoot on the board. Now, let's talk about its relevance to instruction. So first things first, it increases student engagement. Now, we know this because of its game style format that students will, engage. They will look through their brain to find the answers. It's a multiple choice style. It's all about speed. It's all about accuracy and remembrance and memory. And this allows students to engage in ways that they wouldn't on a different form of summative assessment. Now, it enhances learning outcomes. Why is that? Well, let's see. Like I said before, it's a review style thing, sort of like Jeopardy, that might come close to, a test day or an exam day. And this is how we can enhance those learning outcomes, is because students are, they're remembering what they learned, and they're doing it in a way that's fun. Now, supporting diverse learning needs. Let's talk about how Kahoot presents its questions. There's a lot of color, there's music, it's fast, it's a way for all students to learn and assess themselves. Now let's talk about how it's a competitive setting. It encourages building knowledge because there's a leaderboard. There can be prizes. There's flashing colors. It's competitive. It's a game. It's an activity. And that leads us to number 5, that fun, interactive game style, which is necessary for students to be engaged in something like this. And lastly, it's a summative assessment of content, like I touched on before. It's not a graded test or exam, but it builds the students' confidence and their knowledge and their engagement with the topics. Moving on. There's some evidence-based support giving us reasons to believe that Kahoot is exceptionally great at teaching. Now, the first is academic achievement. As you can see here, I've pulled some stats. There's an average effect size of 0.72, equating to a full letter grade improvement. Now, this means that when students practice and study and use Kahoot as a studying tool, it'll lead to improvements. Let's talk about knowledge retention. An effect size of 1.49, indicating substantial improvement in long-term memory. Students will remember the topics, they'll remember what they learned, and they'll engage, and that'll help them the day the exam comes around. Lastly, student motivation and engagement. These positive effects on classroom dynamics and student participation do not go unnoticed. My teachers, throughout the course of all of my learning, loved having students want to participate in something that builds knowledge. Now, how does this align to the UDL framework we've been talking about and researching for the past month? There's multiple means of representation, diverse question formats, multiple choice, true, false, catering to different learning preferences. Secondly, there's multiple means of expressions. Students can respond using various devices, promoting accessibility and inclusivity. Multiple means of engagement. The gamified environment motivates students and encourages active participation. This is what we're after. Now, thank you for listening to me. I hope you incorporate Kahoot in your classrooms because from my personal experience, it was one of the best parts of learning. Thank you very much.